Hey everyone, welcome to today's video. Welcome to the Video Game Fight School channel. Thank you very much for tuning in. So today we're visiting the Spidey universe, and the news has just come out that Spider-Man Miles Morales was actually one of the best-selling games for January. And this is very interesting because this is a video game that was released at the cusp of the new generation of consoles, right there when everything was just kind of starting. Spider-Man Miles Morales and Spider-Man Remastered were the two games that came out. And it appears that, Insomniac kind of understood exactly what they needed to do, especially with the challenges in game development at that time due to all of the medical fiasco that had been going on around the world. So Miles Morales' first criticism, and I think only criticism that is worth paying attention to, was the length of the game, but that was also mitigated by the price point. And so I think it was hard to argue with, but the team at Insomniac, I think a second team worked on this in regard to that. So another team was working on the remaster, and that is also the same team, I think, based on what some of you have mentioned here, is going to be working on the Wolverine game. And so Insomniac has gone ahead to put these numbers out, and it's very fascinating that they're able to continue to do this, because it appears to me, from all of what we're seeing, Spider-Man being a PS exclusive, and Miles Morales being a short game, also an exclusive to the console, is selling this many copies. So I guess that tells us a very, very huge signal that there is a hunger for superhero games. Insomniac recognizes this. Yes, they were able to get the Spider-Man IP, but they recognize this one underlying fact and are going to leverage it with as much intensity and tenacity that they can. And so the Wolverine pick is now starting to make a little bit more sense, because they could have gone with, many other video games. There are different titles that they could have gone with the Marvel Universe. But I think that Wolverine was also something that they looked along the lines of superhero games that had been released in the past, superhero games that probably had a lot of potential, but Wolverine just seemed to stand out. And Wolverine, in my opinion, is one of the perfect choices that they could have made. I think there were many choices, or a good number of choices, that they could have actually taken on, but Wolverine seemed to be something that suits their their expertise now, which I would say they have expertise, having made two Spider-Man games which are melee combat driven. Wolverine and Logan himself will fall into place with a game like that very easily. You don't have to do too much. If, say, they were picking a Marvel character that used a weapon, or a Marvel character that used a different kind of fight style, then we would say, okay, they're probably trying to modify combat or whatever. But a Wolverine character uses just his claws and punches and, maybe kicks or whatever it is they want to add, which they already have all this stuff in Spider-Man. Traversal, Wolverine probably able to, move through buildings, have some super jumps and all of those things. And it starts to make sense how they've been able to harness all of this and are just building upon it. What leadership concept they have within that studio. What a very, very interesting way of doing things. The studio just seems to have its act together. And they also got some congratulations for being in the game since 1995, so that is a long time to kind of hone down your craft. Now, I don't know the demographics of a lot of our audience members, but 1995 is a long time ago, and I'm certain that some of you that have been looking forward to these games, you were probably maybe youngins and young kids. I was a young kid at that time, probably not as young as some, or probably maybe younger than some who may be watching these videos. But if you kind of can remember much of what even happened in 1995, you'll know that gaming at that time compared to gaming of today has really changed. So it's nice to see the reflection and the overall transformation of everything so far. If you were to go back and look at maybe their original games and look at what they have now, it'll really show you what in the world they've been doing. So big ups to them. I'm happy that they're doing a very good job. I'm happy that they're taking the Marvel IPs that they have and are getting fans excited, and they seem to have shown the quality compared to, say, maybe the other Marvel games that have released in the past few months or years, with the Avengers fiasco. Even Guardians of the Galaxy did a very good job. I think the team that worked on that also played to their strengths, with having multiple characters being something that you as a player can control one main character and other characters, and so you're starting to see this. But again, a it leaves me with a question. As a Gotham Knights and Batman, enthusiast and fan, I keep asking Warner Brothers Montreal at the back of all these my videos, where are you guys and what are you guys doing? Because Insomniac seems like they're gonna come over here and they're gonna eat y'all's lunch. And Rocksteady too. They also need to watch out. Just because of their past accolades, it means nothing. If they are not able to deliver, especially right now, I'm guessing that it's probably not going to be something that they can catch up to, especially at the pace that Insomniac is moving. That's it for me. I'd love to hear your thoughts in the comment section. I appreciate you guys so much for tuning in. Thanks so much, and peace out.